What's going on, guys? Basketball season has officially gotten underway at the University of Hawaii. Granted, it was kind of like their quote-unquote game zero, and it was against UH Hilo, in which Hawaii won 87-60, or 77-60, I believe. Or 87-71, rather. I'm sorry. But they won by, all I know is that they won by, I thought it was 17, but it turns out they won by 16, which is, not too bad. I mean, especially against a D2 school. I thought they did, and I decided to kind of start out with sharing my my own personal thoughts on how they performed. And I do have a little bit of B-roll that I took with this, my cell phone. And of course, it's my own content, and you'll see it during this video. But for now, I'm going to share my thoughts on their quote unquote game zero of this 2022-23 season. And of course, UH did really well. They won by 16, 87-71, as I said. I thought they played well. And obviously there's some things to work out. However, I thought they'd have won by a little bit more than 16 points. I mean, 16 is not bad, especially against a Division II school. But honestly, I thought they played well, but I thought they would have won by a little bit more than that, because last season, this game did count for league play. And it was in the Outrigger Rainbow Classic, the first round. And UH ended up winning by 30, as a matter of fact. They managed to pull away. And they did, unfortunately, lose Juan Munoz and Samuta Avea before the start of the season last year, both to season-ending injuries. And unfortunately, UH lost yet another player. And unfortunately, that was Juan Munoz again, because he saw about 20 minutes of action. And from what I could see, that guy has some major talent, because he had 16 points in that game. Unfortunately, he left during the second half due to a supposed leg injury. And as it turns out, after Sunday, we found out that Munoz is out for the season again, due to Achilles injury, and you can pencil him done for the 2022-23 season. Right now, the only question seems to be, will he be able to return next season? But my guess would be probably not, after how Coach Eran Ganot sounded on ESPN Honolulu after the game. Unfortunately, he didn't really sound too optimistic about it. He asked the state to keep him in their prayers, keep Juan Munoz in their prayers. I was just hoping it was a tweak, but unfortunately, it was a lot more than that. It was a non-contact incident, which probably pours more salt in the wounds, because I was looking for Munoz to have a breakout year after last year. His season pretty much came to an end before it ever got started, because he had a knee surgery. And it also came to an end for Samuta Avea last season because of back surgery. But in the exhibition game, Samuta finally got on the court after what accounted to about 2 years worth, because he opted out of the 2021 season because of the COVID pandemic and the opportunity to opt out for the season. And that was a big loss, because Avea really, he's kind of like a chunk of the heart and soul of this team. Of course, in 21, UH had to deal with that. They were also without Bernardo da Silva due to an an injury of his own. But last season, they got Bernardo back. They were supposed to get Samutsa back, but of course, it was back surgery that kept him on the sidelines again. And from what I saw, I kind of expected a little rust from Samutsa. He did all right, though. I thought he did. I thought he played so-so. But of course, I am cutting Samutsa some slack because I didn't really expect an outstanding performance against this team, UH Hilo Vulcans, because they are a D2 school. But I did, and like I said, I did manage to get some B-roll on my phone, and you will see it on this video. And from what I saw and going back to Munoz, what I did see from him, I definitely saw a lot of promise in him. He even got a goaltending thing, which you'll see right now. So I'm going to show that first.
Anytime.
And from what I could see, Munoz, he's got range. He can certainly shoot the 3-ball really well. But now that he's out for the season again, I guess the only question remains, will he be able to return next season, or has he used up all his eligibility? My guess is that he has used all his eligibility, which is unfortunate because that might put UH's preseason pick for second place in the Big West Conference season in major jeopardy. And that, of course, as I have said time and time again, the Big West Conference season, that's when the real season begins. So I'm going to show I am going to show a little bit of my B-roll that I took. And I also did so in the start. So what kind of grade would I give this team? I probably would give them a B-, basically because I think they could have won by a little bit more. But I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that they lost Munoz in the second half. And now he's out for the season. So once again, UH will be looking at their next man, every man philosophy. And that certainly worked. Because last season, Junior Madut was at the point position for pretty much all season long, and he has some point guard experience. And he certainly did a lot of good there. But from what I could see, the team certainly has promise. I think they can still back up second place, even with Munoz out, because they do look at their next man, every man. So I still think they can finish second. Do I still think they can win? Yeah, sure. Because, I mean, hey, UH proved everybody wrong. They were picked to finish 5th in conference play last season. I picked them for 3rd, and they pulled off 3rd place. And now my Prince story that I had showed before in my last season, I had them at 12-8. But of course, you had to subtract the UC San Diego games because those games didn't count for conference. So essentially, I had them at 10-6, and they ended up doing a little better there with 10-5. But I got their overall record correct at 17-11. So we'll see what will happen as we begin the Outrigger Rainbow Classic on Veterans Day, November 11th. That's the real first game against Mississippi Valley State, a team that UH has faced before 4 times, I believe. And so far, UH has won all 4 of those times. So, do I think they'll win? My prediction? Yes, I do think they will win. I'm not going to give a score. I'm just going to say whether I think they will lose or not. So why do I think they'll win? If history is past, if there's any past indication of the history, they have not fallen to Mississippi Valley State before. And if the past history is any indication, this should be an easy win. I'm going to say it right now. But of course, UH will have to play well. They can't lay up. They take every game the same. Do I think they'll win the Outrigger Rainbow Classic? Yes, I do. And they're certainly due because they haven't won this thing since 2017. I'm going to say that right now. So, anyway, guys, thank you all for joining me. I thought that they still played well. And as I said earlier, as for a grade I'd give them, I probably would give them a B-, mainly because they ended up losing Munoz in the second half, and now they have to play without him for the rest of the season. But they did get Samutsa Avea back. And I'll tell you, that was a big breath of fresh air to see him back on the court after what equated to about 2 years out, after about a 2-year absence because of injury, and he opted out of the 21 season. So, obviously, Noel Coleman is proving that he's ready to go after missing the last season, the last month of last season because of that fractured orbital socket. And I thought he played well, and frankly, I thought some of the new guys played well too, like Ryan Rapp and Harry Rouliadeff. And also the new big guy, Mor Seck. He did really well. I have a feeling that once he's a little more seasoned, him and Bernardo da Silva will be the dream team in the defense side. And for now, my next video will be, I'm actually going to do a 3-1 next time, because the next time that they play is against Mississippi Valley State, as I said, and I think they will win that one. I think they will win all 3 of their games because they face Mississippi Valley State next. Then they face off against Eastern Washington. And then they finish up against Yale. So I think they will win all 3 games, but we'll see what happens. But I'm going to do that. But I am going to make my next video after the Yale game has concluded. So I do think that that they will win. They'll have to play well. They've won against all 3 of these teams before. But Yale seems to be the only question mark because they've only faced off against Yale once. And that was way back in 1988. In December of 88. Okay? So, and they won by 25 at that time. Do I think they'll win? Yes. But they will have to play well. I don't know how good Yale's basketball team is because I've never seen them before. But anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed some of my B-roll that I took. And we'll see you all after the Outrigger Rainbow Classic has concluded. Malama Pono, everyone. So long.